Hello everybody, Dwayne Oliver, Oliver Knives. I just wanted to put a little video, make how I do fit my handles. Probably different guys got different ways of doing it. This is how I do it. It's worked good for me. So I'll kind of run through this here. When you start out, you got a big thick piece of elk handle like this, and I split it on the chop saw, or with the band saw rather, and then it's real thick. So then you got to thin it down, to make it thin enough to make a good handle. You don't want it too wide, just because you don't want that pith in the middle out on the edges of the handle. So you want that good hard bone around all the edges. So I kind of fit it like that, and then I mark it and get them both marked and ready, and then we'll take it over here to the bandsaw and saw it off. Now then, it's sawed to the right length now that it fits properly. And then a big thing here is making sure that this is square. You got your bolsters square with your handle. So I use this little metal straight edge. It's got a perfectly square end on it. You make sure that's square. That's a big important part to make your fit proper. So keeping everything square. Of course, I just randomly cut this off with the saw. So we need to go square that off and make sure that it's square. So we'll go over to the sander here. We'll sand these ends. And then you're making everything square. You want to make sure your table's square with your platen. And it is, because I checked it earlier. So I'll go back over here to the bench. And just check and make sure that they're fitting nicely all the way around the edges here. We're going to have a little bit to sand off. Checking this fit right here. Looks real nice. It's nice and tight, no gaps there, no gaps underneath, in here. So check both of them. Make sure they fit right. I almost got that one too small, but it is going to fit. So then I take my Kent Twist clamp. Love these things. Just clamp it on there, get it good and tight. Check and make sure it's in the right spot. We'll go to the drill press. That one drilled. Put a pin in it. Make sure it fits good. which it does. Drill this other one. Drill this other thong hole over here. And you know, there's probably better ways to do this that take a lot more time, that are a lot more precision than what I just did, but I guarantee it, the pins are going to fit. They're not going to have any slop in them. They're going to go right through both sides, you know, no problems. Then I simply just put my clamp on the other end. Just to hold it. I got pins in both holes. And then I drill the other set. You got to be careful when you're drilling through bone like that, that you don't go too fast. And see how it kind of makes a little chip there. You know, if you really hog it through there, it's going to chip out like that, which that's just a little bit, and it's fine because I got a little bit to sand down here. You can see it's a little bit long, and I did that on purpose because I wanted a little horn there. So you know, pins in every hole. Now you got to do is do it to the other side, and it goes the same way. Just put it on there, lined up exactly like you want it. Put your clamp on it. Just drill it real fast. Go pin in this one. Just like that. Slide right in. Slide right in. Take the clamp off. Put it on the back side. Make sure everything's still fitting really nice. No gaps. Just like that. Pins in, pins in. Clamp off. The other side on. You want your pins to fit nice and snug. So you don't want them just falling through there, because you want them to be good and tight. So as long as I can just tap them in like that, it's perfect. Tappy tap. Perfect. Now you know, there's a lot of extra around here, of course, that you sand off down to your handle, and you'll have nice hard bone all the way around at the edges. That's where you want it. And then when you glue them, you know, put glue on the inside. And I don't put glue in every one of these holes. You know, I'll cover the whole face of the scale with glue, and then I'll put a little on the end that goes up against the bolster. Of course, I'll take this over to the Dremel and, you know, Dremel some little squigglies in here, and then when I glue that, I'll put, you know, maybe glue in this hole, and some glue in this hole back here. But I don't fill every one of those holes up with glue, just to add weight. And that's the reason I'm putting all the holes in there, to cut the weight, to try and make the knife, you know, feel very balanced in your hand. And a balanced knife is so much easier to use than an unbalanced knife. A knife that has a whole lot of handle weight and not enough blade weight, it feels clunky in your hand. And it goes the same way with a longer blade like this. You know, this one's of course going to be hard to balance because the blade is so long, but it does get thin as it gets out to the end, and it is going to have a large handle on the back of it. So you know, I try really hard to balance the knife's handle with the blade and keep it balanced. So that's kind of how I fit handles, and like I said, there's probably other ways to do it. That's the way I do it. My pins always fit good and nice, and you know, don't get carried away when you're grinding your pins off. You know, after you glue it, you're gonna have pins sticking out like that. If you get that pin too hot, it's gonna burn the horn around it, and it's cause it to have a halo around the pin. It looks like crap. So you just take your time when you're grinding them down, and you'll always have good looking pins. So that's about it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for looking at my videos, and have a great day.